My name is Laura. I'm from Colombia and a huge supporter of Nothing Isn't Possible. The word itself says it. I am possible. It's only one apostrophe, guys. Throughout history, several characters have demonstrated this. Nelson Mandela, who was in prison for many years, said he was always free, even being locked up, because his mind wasn't tied. All scholar lines, philosophists, scientists, ideologists try to do is work our minds to see things in a certain way. I try to mention something that didn't require thinking to be created, to be put into functioning. I'm not speaking about physical products, ideas, just simple ideas. You know, the last time I gave a speech, I had to. It was a school assignment and I almost fainted. Seriously, I wasn't breathing. And the night before, I was crying in bed repeating to myself, I'm not making it tomorrow. I can't even say it in front of a table and a window! I could have just skipped school that day, or simply refused to pass when my turn came. But I decided to challenge myself. Even though the idea, just the idea, no actions performed, creeped me out, I was shaking during the whole period. I had no idea what to say. No need to say I was scared as hell. But I did it. No idea how that went. But I gave it my all and I made it happen. Many years ago, a 5th grade girl who only spoke English and Spanish saw a video about a Norwegian 9-year-old performing a song she wrote in front of all Europe. She was so inspired, she learned the lyrics without having any idea what they meant. Furthermore, she taught herself the language via net, a very real language and not related at all to the one she knew, just because she was decided to understand this one song. There were no limits. That song became 497 songs, and that language became 32 languages. Still not understanding, but she could recite the text truly without struggle. In 4 years, this became a Guinness World Record attempt with a response on an existing category. So no record set, although it was the highest registry. That girl is me. I can hold a conversation for hours in Norwegian. I gained recognition from the embassy, and I currently have my own blog in Norwegian. In all of my country, there's only one institution who teaches the language, and it was way unaffordable for my family. So instead of giving up, facing the first obstacle, I just really set myself to it and accomplished probably a better result learning on my own. Sometimes you should feel the thrill of picturing yourself doing things you never even imagined. Ever since we were born, we've been hearing things that aren't necessarily true. You should go to school, you should do this and that to age 12, then you're too old, you should stop. If you want something, you'll have to shed your blood for it because you're no princess. What if we were extraordinary, meant to get amazing things done? But all we hear is comments on how other people excel. How hard and awesome it must have been. How gifted and one of a kind. This only heightens the standards, making it even harder for us to believe in ourselves. Have you ever considered, just once, that you could be the person you admire so badly? That maybe when someone announces a great contest, they were picturing you? A while ago, I wanted a doll, really badly, an extremely expensive doll that wasn't even available in my country. And my parents weren't going to pay for it. So, I baked cupcakes and went knocking on every door of the building, offering. With my face flushed as red as it could. But well, by the time I collected the money, the doll was retired and sold out. I learned how to bid and finally won an online auction. But then, I had to arrange several things connecting lots of people from the distance to have it shipped to my own country. If you get things easily, you'll never know how hard you'll be able to push yourself. And I mean, all these things were absolutely impossible to me. But I've been achieving them, one by one, over time. And well, you could have not been paying attention to everything I just said. But if you keep these 4 points, it's more than enough for me. Number 1, understanding we own the most powerful power of all, which is our mind. Everything depends, not on how things are doing on the outside, but how we take them in the inside. We're worth what we know, and no one can take that value away from us. You know it's possible. You convince yourself, then it is. Number 2, stay focused on the target and away from negative distractors such as I'm not good enough. You've got everything it takes and a huge advantage just by being healthy. Number 3, there's always a price to pay. All you need to know is if you're willing to pay it or not. But once having the will to do something, there is no such force that can overcome willpower. There isn't. And lastly, most people who have succeeded hugely in this world never thought their actions would be so important. Everything started simple and went on, escalating. They weren't great from the start. They dared to make the impossible possible. If I could, you can too. And remember, I'm possible.